Item J are proposed amendments to the city's Board of Fire and Police Commissioners ordinance regarding changes to police officer hiring requirements. Police Department regularly reviews its hiring qualifications in order to liberalize the minimum requirements necessary to sit for entry-level police officer examinations. These proposed amendments to the hiring ordinance will enable an applicant to have either a high school diploma or GED to sit for the entry-level police officer exam, and preference points will be awarded in several categories, including being a certified law enforcement officer, having advanced education, work experience, military experience, or for being involved as a current employee with the city or as an Elgin Police Explorer.
So we have been looking to liberalize our requirements and hiring requirements for a couple of years now.
I think that I look at the requirements here, and for police department that the majority have a bachelor's. It's something that speaks for itself. Personally, I've always felt that in this position of the city, I'd rather have quality than quantity. And you just went through what is needed to qualify to be an Elgin police person. You didn't go into all the training that you guys do. The training is just incredible. It's a long process. So one day I came across a police officer. I've never seen her before. She was Hispanic, and we started a conversation. She didn't know, I don't think she knew who I was. And so when we're talking, it was very interesting because I like to ask people, what's your story? Why did you come to Elgin? And she went on to tell me how she did her homework. She went ahead and researched what it took to be an Elgin police officer, and she was just impressed and said that's what she wanted to do. And here it is 15 years later. Because of things that are changing, it's something now that she's rethinking, and it's sad to say because I've always said somebody who has invested 15 years into a career and then all of a sudden we change the rules in the middle of that career, to me that always seemed more punitive. It seemed unfair. I can understand starting that in the beginning of a person's career, and that way they can decide what they want to do. But and I love asking why this police department when there's so many, and the answers that I get are just wow, I didn't realize it. So thank you for the information, and I hope that people pay attention and see what's happening. Thank you.
With the current certified police officer preference points, at that high of a level, is are we getting somebody else's problem? And then also, if they're coming from another community, we do things very differently, I think, here in Elgin. And I know that you're looking to remove the bachelor's degree requirement. And I'll be honest, I still struggle with that a bit as well, because I think one of the many reasons why Elgin's police department has the standing that it does in terms of being innovative and some of the things that we've done here that have been very different from other police departments is because of the caliber of officers that we have, because of the education level that they are required to have coming through the door. I think that does make a difference, and I think that's part of the reason why we have the success that we have had in our community.
Okay, Ms. Powell, real quick.
So I guess my question, because I think there have been some really good recommendations that have been made by council members in terms of reconfiguring the preference point system. Should we make a formal motion to make those changes before we vote on this? In terms of bringing it back for formal approval?
I trust the chief to have properly documented what the recommendations are, and in the absence of hearing objections from anyone on the dais when those recommendations were made, what we will do is we will bring this back on the agenda with a cover sheet explaining what those changes are and giving the council an opportunity to look at it in advance. And we'll put that on the other business portion of the agenda, would be my sense.